month on the current mission. The war was going badly. In his heart, he knew it couldn't last much longer. Anyone could see the cause was lost. At least anyone except Colonel Mosby. These raids were a last-ditch effort on the colonel's part to turn things around, at least here in Virginia. "Captain!" Corporal Chester Colson called loudly from the back of the Yankee wagon. "You best come looky here what I found." Buck Cordell touched the sorrel's flanks lightly with his heels, gigging his horse down the sloping hillside. The enlisted man stood with his head and shoulders protruding through the opening in the white canopy. His unruly red hair and freckled face gave the corporal a youthful look of an innocent schoolboy, but looks are often deceiving. Buck watched the corporal grow from a boy of 17 into a battle-hardened veteran that, when the occasion called for it, was as tough as they come, and proved himself time and again. Some men were hard and tough, while others were dangerous. Chester Colson fell into the latter category. Like Buck, the corporal was from Texas. "What is it, Corporal?" "Looks like we struck pay dirt, Captain. There's a strong box and an official-looking dispatch pouch in here. Seems we stumbled onto a quartermaster wagon carrying a blue-belly payroll." "Toss it down." "I tried to lift it. It's too heavy." "Hold on." Buck swung a leg across the saddle and stepped down. He ground-hitched his sorrel and climbed into the wagon. Sure enough, a large metal strongbox sat near the rear of the wagon. It had a padlock on it. "Move back. I'll toss it down." Buck easily lifted the heavy strongbox and tossed it to the ground. Buck picked up the leather mail pouch lying nearby. It, too, had a lock on it. Wonder why they'd put a lock on a mail pouch. They both jumped from the wagon. "Want me to shoot that lock off, Captain?" "Go ahead." Corporal Colson pulled his sidearm from a flapped holster and casually blew the lock off the strongbox as easily as pointing a finger. Colson was the best hand with a gun Buck had ever seen. Removing the remaining hasp, Corporal Colson lifted the lid. "Golly!" the corporal exclaimed. "Would you look at that?" Both Buck and the corporal stood speechless and slack-jawed, staring down at stacks and stacks of Yankee money. The greenbacks were separated into bundles of 1s, 5s, and 10s, each wrapped with a paper band with writing on it, showing how much was in the bundle. Underneath the bundles of paper money, the strong box was filled with small canvas bags. Buck reached down and pulled open the drawstring of one of the bags. It was full of shiny, brand-new $20 double-eagle gold pieces. "Reckon how much is there, Captain?" "More than I ever seen." Private Brody and Private Simmons hurried up, drawn by the shot. They, too, took one look at what had been discovered and stood with their mouths open. "We're rich!" Simmons shouted at the top of his voice. "We're all rich!" "Not likely," Captain Cordell told them. "We'll turn it in." "Let's turn it in," Simmons said, wrinkling his forehead in a questioning look. "What are you talking about, Captain? This is Yankee money. We found it. Now it's ours." "It ain't ours. We'll turn it in. It'll help the cause." "Why, it's plumb crazy, Captain. Any nitwit knows the war's about over and we lost. That money wouldn't go for no cause. It'd just be stole by higher officers of the cause." "Best watch your mouth, Private."
"Sure is a passel of money,"
Private Brody said, still unable to take his gaze off the chest of money. "How are the wounded?" Cordell asked.
"Dead."
"Both?"
"Yes, sir,"
Private Brody replied. "Add their names and then bury 'em."
"What about all the dead blue coats, Captain?"
"Leave 'em." The three enlisted men grabbed shovels and headed up the sloping hillside. They chose a spot underneath a sprawl.